Hiya loves, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to dive right into reviewing one of my all-time favourite shows, and would you believe, the first ever musical that I was actually in. So this is going to be probably really emotional but also really lovely for me. On the 6th of May this year, I went to see the revival of Guys and Dolls in London's West End at the Bridge Theatre. For those of you who aren't familiar with Guys and Dolls and the story behind it, it has more sort of hit songs, more laugh out loud moments and more romance than any show written, and that is actually on the Bridge Theatre website when it describes the show. The seating is wrapped around the action while the immersive tickets transport you to the streets of Manhattan and the bars of Havana in the unlikeliest of love stories. I first of all was quite taken aback by the pre-show setup. This theatre is one that I'm not familiar with, so it was quite interesting to sort of soak the energy up. I really enjoyed the soundscape that you could hear, the sort of hustle and bustle on the actual stage area, which audience members could pay to stand for the whole duration of the show, which was very exciting. I thought the lighting and the overall design for the space was fantastic as well. You definitely got this feel of you're in a busy kind of New York street, this hustle and bustle. It was good. I really liked that. I cannot go any further into this review without mentioning the casting of Sky, Sarah, Adelaide and Nathan. Oh my goodness. I have played Sarah Brown myself, so I know that part like the back of my hand, but I also know this show incredibly well. So really what I wanted to experience was masters of their craft kind of performing and enjoying every second, and that is exactly what I got. Sky was played by the wonderful Andrew Richardson, who quite honestly has a voice like Harry Connick Jr. He was so cool and sophisticated, and yet he had this real raw vulnerability and passion within him. I absolutely loved how he conveyed Sky Masterson throughout. I just thought it was perfect. Look Be a Lady, which is of course Sky Masterson's song, was a complete standout moment of the show. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, but honestly I was just floored. It was sung with complete conviction, complete heart. There was this real rich sensitivity to Sky and Sarah's interaction and performance. Sarah being played by none other than Celinde Schoenmaker, who actually played Christine in Phantom of the Opera. I saw her as Christine. Oh my god. I knew that her voice was excellent anyway. I actually thought that her vocal control and execution throughout was, oh my god, it was stunning. She had me in tears. Like, she's got a really rich tone to her voice anyway, but I just think it suited this role so well. Then of course you had Adelaide and Nathan, which is a complete contrast to Sky and Sarah's relationship. You know, Adelaide and Nathan, they've been going out for years and years, they've been engaged for years and years, but Nathan won't quite get there in terms of getting married and settling down. I just absolutely loved the dynamic between the two actors, which were Marisha Wallace as Adelaide. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then it was actually one of the understudies, I believe, it was Mark Oxtoby as Nathan, who, honest to God, he was so funny. He was just brilliant, like exactly how Nathan is written. He just embodied it completely. You know, kind of jumpy but comedic, a little bit restless, never fully settled down. That is Nathan Detroit, and I thought Mark Oxtoby played that perfectly. Marisha Wallace throughout, complete confidence and sass. Her vocals are like always on point anyway. I remember seeing her in Waitress in the West End, and I was really quite wowed by her, just her power and her overall presence on stage. but I thought when she performed Adelaide's Lament, it was like she'd been doing it all her life. It was honestly so believable, hilariously funny, and again, her vocal control was just absolutely terrific. I cannot speak highly enough of her performance. And then you had the incredible Cedric Neal as Nicely Johnson deliver an absolutely bring the house down performance in Sit Down You're Rocking the Boat, which comes in the second half of the show. Oh my god. Give that man an award right now. He is incredible. I remember seeing him in Back to the Future, actually, when it first premiered in Manchester at the Opera House, and I was like, oh my god, where has this guy been? Like, I've never seen him before, but he was exquisite. He has such incredible vocal skill. His riffs are off the scale, and there's so much soul and passion in the way he sings. It was just completely groundbreaking, that performance. It really was. Every single person in that theatre was smiling, clapping, cheering. It was so feel good. Oh, it was exciting. It was just fantastic to watch. So yeah, I couldn't go without mentioning Nicely Johnson there. And just fast forwarding a little bit to the post-show kind of party which unfolded on stage. It was honestly incredible. I've never seen that done anywhere before with a theatre production. I just loved the fact that the performers were basically having a party and dancing with the audience members, and you know, people were going down if they wanted to join. Some people were sitting in their seats still enjoying it for like up to 20 minutes after the show had ended. I was like, wow, this really feels like a modern adaptation of a classic show. It feels like they've taken it, they've gone, let's make it our own, and this is what we're gonna do, and they've done it with complete gumption, and I love that. If I'm being completely honest, there was one tiny weakness in the whole show, and it was actually the lieutenant and his accent. And you're going to be sitting there at home going, is she for real? She's talking about a guy's accent. But no, I'm going to go there. Cornelius Clark, who played Lieutenant Brannigan, I am aware that this character is not, he's not the protagonist in the story. It's just a small part of the story, sort of completing the picture. However, when he first came on, it sounded like he was trying to do a New York accent but failing. I actually think he might be Irish, because what happened was his accent turned to Irish quite quickly, and then for the rest of the performance was Irish. If you're going to do New York, do a New York accent and do it well. I don't want this mixture between the two, because it's confusing and it really does take you out of that story for even just the briefest of moments. I think on a very basic level, like if you're a lieutenant who is from New York or living in New York, then you're going to be unafraid of having perhaps confrontational conversations, of being authoritative and taking charge. I didn't really get that from him. And it could just be that maybe he was having a bit of an off day. The run of the show had been going on for quite a while by this point. Maybe he was a bit tired, but I mean, it's no excuse, because that is your job. Like, we as performers, that is what we absolutely love to do, is to get on stage and to share stories and to take on characters and things like that. It was just a little bit surprising, I think, and a bit disappointing that there was a weak link, because I didn't want there to be. But that being said, every other part of the show, from the pre-show, Act 1, to the interval entertainment, which was incredible, to Act 2 and the after-show party, like, it was immersive, it was interactive with the audience, and it gave the production such a different kind of dynamic feel that I don't think we're as used to as UK theatre goers. And I think for a show like Guys and Dolls, that is exactly the kind of vibe you need to go for. So yeah, just absolute kudos to every single member of the creative team that made that show possible, because I'm still thinking about it now and it's like been 2 months. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be a 5-star review from me, really. I don't normally do the whole star thing, but it really was, like, it was absolutely exceptional. And, you know, this review will not do it justice, so you have to go and see it for yourself. You can actually book to see this show until February 2024. So, I mean, waste no time. Go and book yourself a ticket. Be prepared to be amazed, because honestly, I think this is one of the best musical adaptations I've seen in a very long time. But that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave a like, and of course, if you've seen the show, comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to have a chat with you about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the coming weeks, and turn your notifications on to be the first to find out. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you later!